If you're that guy and you just came off a draw, I think rematching will be the most competitive thing to do as an athlete. With the Jake Paul situation, is like, it's a money grab fight.
Davis was in a bit of a hole, and he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all. As long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this, hey man, you got your money, no worries.
As the showdown draws near, Jake Paul and Gervonta "Tank" Davis intensify their training, with Jake focusing on power and size, while Tank hones his speed and knockout precision. Both camps remain locked in as anticipation rises for one of the most talked about matchups in boxing.
Get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Santa Cruz out here to get you. You can't let it burn, baby, let it burn. Mind over matter, son, mind over matter.
This is the blues on.
Ain't nobody doing no shit like this. Come in the desert. Trying to stay away from the desert, he come in the desert.
Shakur Stevenson shared his thoughts on the rise of unconventional boxing matchups, stating that while fights like Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis don't truly add value to the sport, a bout between legends like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson holds a different significance. He explained that both men have already secured their legacies, so if they choose to return for financial reasons, it shouldn't be viewed as damaging to boxing. Instead, Stevenson emphasized that such legendary clashes bring fans a sense of nostalgia without diminishing the sport the way celebrity-style exhibitions often do.
Bad for the sport of boxing.
I mean, I feel like in Floyd and Tyson situation is different than Jake Paul and Buddy. I feel like with Floyd and Tyson, it's like, okay, y'all deserve it. Y'all legends, y'all paid homage, y'all did the most for the sport of boxing already. So you deserve a big payday and be cool. I'm cool with it. I like it. But with Jake and Buddy, I feel like Buddy is a participate in the sport of boxing right now, and he just came off a draw his last fight. So if you're a real champion and top level guy that you say you are, which I think you are too, I think you're the truth. But if you're that guy and you just came off a draw, I think rematching will be the most competitive thing to do as an athlete. With the Jake Paul situation, is like, it's a money grab fight. So to me, it's like some WWE shit.
Do you think it helps? Like, I mean, okay, so he gets this fight with Jake. His value goes up.
No, it doesn't.
You don't? It don't?
Not in the sport of boxing.
You don't think
it may.
The demand more because he's, you know, because when we looked at the was a Floyd and
just hypothetical. You know, we speak hypotheticals at time, right? You go in there and that big ass nigga knock him the fuck out. I'm just saying hypothetical. Go in there and knock Tank the fuck out.
That big ass nigga being Jake Paul.
Yes.
Okay, just
knock him the fuck out. Because he's bigger than him.
Yeah.
For one. By chance, it is a fight.
I think the thing is with Buddy and Jake fight, I feel like it's two sides of me with it. Because from a competitive aspect and me being the mentality that I got, I feel as though I probably would have done a rematch.
Yeah.
But then from a business aspect, if I would have done the rematch and I did not win the fight, the Jake Paul fight will be a lot less money and a lot less lucrative. So,
you think so?
From a business aspect, I understand that anybody that with a business mind probably would have took that fight for as much money as it was. So I'm a realist. Like, I ain't gonna just bash, bro.
No.
UFC President Dana White gave a blunt response when asked about the potential Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight. He argued that while few fans seem truly excited, the matchup could actually benefit Davis, who has been dealing with public scrutiny and setbacks outside the ring that stalled his momentum. According to White, Paul stepped in with a lucrative offer at the right time. giving Davis both exposure and financial gain when he needs it most. What surprised many, however, was White's claim that Jake Paul could realistically beat Davis, not because of superior boxing skills, but due to his physical advantages. He highlighted Paul's size, strength, and reach compared to Davis's smaller frame, stressing that the fight would come down less to technical ability and more to whether Davis could overcome Paul's natural physical attributes.
Jake Paul to beat Gervonta Davis. This is not a fight that I'm excited for at all. I would rather have Gervonta Davis fighting in a real boxing match against the likes of Lamont Roach, Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Emmanuel Navarrete, anybody that is in the 135-pound division and around. That's where I want to see Gervonta Davis fight. However, we live in a world where everybody is trying to do things as big as possible. And the biggest fights possible right now, unfortunately for the sport of boxing, is an exhibition fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. So I do like it for this reason, though. I like it because it is allowing Gervonta Davis to have a fight that is going to be big and that the mainstream media is going to have to cover, the mainstream media outside the world of boxing. Gervonta Davis has been, without a doubt, blocked, having venues blocked, having fighters, having other promoters paying fighters away to go different directions from Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis was in a bit of a hole. And he gets an opportunity to fight Jake Paul for $200 million or whatever. I don't mind it at all. As long as Gervonta Davis comes back to the world of boxing after he gets done with this, hey man, you got your money, no worries. But you gotta love Dana White having the audacity to pick Jake Paul in this fight.
Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi shared his candid thoughts on the idea of Terrence Crawford facing Jake Paul. While he praised Crawford as one of the most skilled fighters in modern boxing, he warned that size can sometimes outweigh even elite talent. Malignaggi noted that history is full of examples where smaller champions struggled when moving up too far in weight. He explained that Paul's natural size and raw punching power could pose serious challenges for Crawford despite his technical superiority. For Malignaggi, the concern isn't about skill, but about physical limitations, reminding that boxing is still a sport where strength, size, and durability play a decisive role. Even a fighter as sharp and adaptable as Crawford, he argued, could find it dangerously risky to face an opponent who significantly outweighs him, proving that skill alone doesn't always erase size disadvantages.
He's the bona fide world champion. I don't care if he's much smaller. I think Jake Paul has sort of plateaued as far as where his boxing is concerned. It's rather low level. Yeah. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he can hit. So there is that risk. Davis, at lightweight, you're in a moment where it's too physical for you. You can clinch. Against the heavyweight, where you clinching? You ain't getting out of that corner just clinching anymore if you run out of space. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But Davis, listen, there's a lot of talking points that I'm sure we'll get into when this gets closer to the fight. Davis can still punch at lightweight. Can he drop a heavyweight? There's a lot to gain there, right? If Davis knocks...
The answer is yes.
If Davis drops Jake on his ass, as much as Davis is the one with more to lose, it's still a highlight moment.
A visual that will stay forever.
Yeah. But if you get dropped, even if you're smaller, you're still a world champion, multiple weight classes. If you get dropped, what's the look? What's the feel? On the inside, as boxers, me and Chris Algieri, the champ, even you, Jimmy, you have fight experience, so we know that the risk is a big guy that big hits you. You're probably going down if you're a small guy, if he hits you clean. So we know the risk, but how does it look to the public eye who don't understand that? You know what I mean? The public. So there is a lot to lose, though. There's a bit to gain. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this had Davis's career arc been one that benefited boxing. Davis was manufactured and put into a position where he's supposed to benefit boxing, and I don't think he has. I think he's hurt boxing. So by giving him this reward, that's my problem. Why are we watching this? Why don't you make him earn his spot? that he still hasn't earned mine.
Analysts reported that organizers were forced to make a major change after the originally selected venue refused to host the highly publicized fight. Local officials dismissed the bout as more of a spectacle than a legitimate sporting event, leading to their outright rejection, a surprising move given the venue's reputation as a prime spot for large crowds and big revenue. Rather than cancel or postpone, promoters quickly scrambled and secured a new location within days, ensuring the matchup would go ahead as scheduled. Still, the abrupt switch has sparked fresh criticism, with detractors arguing that if a prestigious arena rejected it, the fight may lack true sporting value. Many now see the contest as being driven by money and entertainment rather than competitive merit, with the venue controversy itself fueling the wider debate over whether crossover fights deserve a place in professional boxing.